A late reaction, but, is what it is on this part. So Blake Griffin of the Detroit Pistons agree on a buyout. He is out of there, and about time, because the Brooklyn Nets really in need for a big, and when it comes down to it, there was the names of JaVale McGee, Andre Drummond. Now, don't get me wrong, those players are still options to where they were bought out. This could happen within the next month that the Brooklyn Nets could still snatch them up, but the Nets actually are forming a quote-unquote big four. Blake Griffin has had an off season within this season. He's only giving you 12 points a night, 36 field goal percentage, 5 rebounds. He has not dunked within a year or two, and Blake Griffin has gone down substantially his overall within the season. Now, he's always been his primetime superstar with the LA Clippers, and the first 2 seasons with the Detroit Pistons, he was an all-star. He did lead them to a playoff appearance in 2018, where they did lose in a sweep, or being swept by the Milwaukee Bucks with MVP Giannis Antetokounmpo. But the Detroit Pistons, as of right now, have been pretty much on that stage to where they know they got to rebuild. Dwayne Casey's going to have to get out of there. They did trade away, and they brought in Dennis Smith Jr., and now Blake Griffin is out of there as well. So within the situation with the Detroit Pistons, I can kind of care less about them. Let's focus more on Blake Griffin with the Brooklyn Nets. Now, Steve Nash has stated they're going to use Blake Griffin to come off the bench as being that quote-unquote center coming off the bench. He is 6'9", and listen, even though he had an offseason with the Detroit Pistons, which were a hot mess to begin with, Blake Griffin, when you're in your 4th season with the Pistons, Detroit's a franchise he really didn't care about being a part of. Even when it's being prolonged for that 4th season and you've had injuries, you can kind of care less. And that's the demeanor I got from Blake Griffin. Now, being rejuvenated coming to the Brooklyn Nets, a team he decided as being a free agent, a contender, he understands if he chose the Nets, he's most likely coming off the bench. They're going to need him to have a specific role, kind of like Dwight Howard last season with 2020 with the Lakers. Blake Griffin is kind of in that same situation, so he's fine as it is as of right now. I was pretty shocked that he made that quick of a decision. I thought it was either going to be the Lakers or Nets. The Nets came forward, so it is what it is on that part. This is a huge move for the Brooklyn Nets. They can make him come off the bench. It brings more depth, which they've been lacking substantially because the Nets have been all over the place. But they brought in Iman Shumpert. They brought in Andre Roberson. Now they're bringing in Blake Griffin. And who knows, maybe they can get Andre Drummond in a little bit coming forward. Maybe even JaVale McGee. The Brooklyn Nets are a scary team as they've been one of the top teams in the power rankings. Blake Griffin is going to be rejuvenated with the Brooklyn Nets with the winning culture, winning environment, and they're all focused for a championship. Now, I'm going to make more videos as I usually do with these talk shows that I give more in my in-depth take on things. As of right now, I still have the Brooklyn Nets coming out of the Eastern Conference with the James Harden trade, and with Blake Griffin coming in, the Brooklyn Nets will be representing the Eastern Conference. So let me know what you guys think. We'll cover more into this and about to drop some more videos here, go more in depth on this.